Hi guys, I showed you this little tractor toy. I picked it up in one of the charity shops a while ago and it doesn't work very well. I think it's got a flywheel motor in it. It sort of gives that impression, but it really doesn't seem to do very much. So I'm going to take it apart. It might just need cleaning, it might be broken. It's certainly got rusty screws on it because I've already had a look to see if we can get it apart. It's going to be one of those ones where we've probably got to get the wheels off to separate the halves of the body. So we've got screw there, screw there, screw there. Then there's one down there that I can't possibly get the screwdriver to. And then there's one up there that I might be able to get the screwdriver to. Yeah. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, but I can't do that one. Well, that looks like the wheel's broken anyway. And they're wheels that they've got 3 screws in them. That just takes the outside off. The main part of the wheel is still stuck to the axle. I'll probably have to put them in boiling water to try and get them to release. Well, being as that one's broken, we'll work on that side. Don't know if that's coming loose or not. Feels like it might be. Yeah, I think that one's broke, isn't it? They are pretty rusty. But as I say, that doesn't really help. You've still got to get this piece off of the axle. So I'll probably have to put that in boiling water. See if that will soften it enough to loosen it. Right, I'll go and boil some water and try and soak these two, and then probably try and tap through, put a metal drift on there of some sort and hit it with a hammer, see if we can push it through, holding on to the wheel and tap it through. We'll see. I'll go and boil some water. We'll do that off screen. He's having a soak in boiling water. I'll leave it for a few minutes. Oh, steaming up the lens. We'll come back later. Well, that worked remarkably well. Came off. That one's bent. Which might account for it not wanting to go very well, but that one's probably straightenable with a bit of gentle persuasion. So that was boiling it, or putting it in boiling water. Well, we had to get it off to get to that screw as well, didn't we? Familiar sound outside. It's raining again. That one feels like it's rusted and it's not coming out. That'd be about right, wouldn't it? Got the wheels off and can't get the screw out. Looks like I've managed to get them loose enough, so they're all coming free. Looks to me like we need to get the top of the cab off so we can separate it. Looks like it was glued, just made a pleasant cracking noise. Yeah, that looks like glue. Coming apart now. So what's holding that piece in place? There we go. We're there. We're in. Okay. So what did that piece do? Ah, that, isn't it? Ah, right, that's what it does. It makes the chimney. Yeah. Not exactly very exciting. I'll have to get that wheel off so we can get that out, take it apart. Ah, well, I can see there's a pointy thing. That gear there, it's got a split in it. That would account for why the wheels could turn without the gears turning. So it's broke. Can you see that split? I don't know if you can see it. That's why that gear's not gripping. And just tap that through. The answer is yes. I just tapped the axle straight through. I don't know if we can see. There's knurling on there to grip that gear that's broken. So it's going to come out now. Yeah. So with that one broken, it can't grip properly. Well, nothing to lose. Finished taking that apart. And find what I did with a screwdriver. There we are. Well, not much point putting this one back together, or at least not with the flywheel motor in it. Right, ready? Right, so that's the bit that goes up and down, operates that lever, which pushes whatever that's called up and down. As it goes along. That's the little ratchet effect that should prevent that sort of accident, that splitting. Because by allowing that to turn one way, I don't know if you can hear it clicking, hold it with that. Yeah, that should allow it to slip so that you don't actually damage the gears, but it has been damaged. So that's no good. Flywheel with a gear on it, that gear. Drive one of these gears, which drives one of those gears, and eventually ends up driving that gear. Could probably push it together without the gears in there at all, without the flywheel motor, and it's just push along. It's always a shame when the gears are broken, because you're never going to get a matching set. So that's it. That's taking it apart, and that's why it wasn't working properly. I don't think it's worth putting it back together. Teardown complete. I've just spotted two more points. I said that looked like it was bent. I think it might have been intended to be bent, because it's bent on this side as well. I think the front wheels are supposed to be rocking around as it went along, so they're intended to be bent. Or the axle is intended to be bent. And then the other thing was I couldn't see where this cam had gone. I just found it. It was hidden under one of the wheels. That's the cam that moves this up and down. So as that goes round on the axle, just push it on there temporary. That's what makes that go up and down, and would be pushing that up and down. So I thought I'd better just cover that off. Push that on a little bit more. There we go. I suppose I could try gluing it on, but that's going to be a bit awkward, isn't it? Could I even wrap something around it to stop it coming loose? Depends how much clearance there is inside. I could wrap wire around it, pull it tight, and then put a layer of glue on top of the wire. Back again. I hadn't intended to go this far, but we're going to see if we can actually fix this. What I'm going to do is put this broken gear back on the shaft, then I'm going to bind it tightly with cotton and then coat that with super glue and see if we can actually seal it on there. It's not really what I'd call a permanent fix, but it just might get it working. So I've had to pull the shaft out of the other wheel, so I had to boil that one as well. Looking at this, I can see it is bent, so I'll try and straighten that up again. Then I'll reassemble the motor with this in place. I'm looking at that, I should think that area there that's got the knurling on it is probably the one that goes through that, the cam, and then the bigger one is the one that needs to slide onto. I'm just looking, that's split as well, isn't it? But it's not completely split, and there's no way I can wrap anything around the outside of that because that is where the cam follower needs to run. Right, which way round does it go? I think it goes that way. I think that one goes that way. Right, that fits on there. That one is supposed to be free running. Once it's over the knurl bit, so I need to try and straighten that out again first, don't I? I'll do that. I'll slide it down, slide that one over, and try and wrap it up with some cotton and super glue. Right, I've done my best to straighten the shaft, and I've pushed that gear into place so it is free running. And then this one goes down onto there, so it grips in one way and turns the other. Yeah. As I say, I'll wrap I'll wrap some cotton around that and then put super glue over it just to see if we can hold it in place. So it's got to go through there. Absolutely no idea if this will work, but we'll give it a try. So I've wrapped it round as tight as I can, lots of turns, and then I've poured super glue over it. It's pretty strong kite string that I'm using, and wrapping it around lots of times, pulling it tight, should be putting pressure on that broken split and helping to hold it together. We'll find out. Well, that's the cotton or kite string glued in place around it to hold it all in place. I think I've probably actually glued the ratchet bit in place as well, so it's not going to turn anyway. If you remember, that middle bit's supposed to slip round. Still, we'll put it back together now. Well, that bit seems okay. Let's see if we can get it back in. Remember to put that piece on. Okay, lever goes up and down. Goes on there. Tow hook, that bit goes at the back. Yep. There, going up and down. Right, we'll get those screws in place. Missed a bit, it's got to go in there. Just when I thought I got it back together. Well, that was a fuss getting that bit back in. Still, screws now. So what we can do about the broken wheel, just glue it, I suppose. I'll worry about gluing that in a minute. I'll just put it back in place for now. Yeah, flywheel's working. Because I've just realised it's gone midnight and I'm banging on here. I don't expect my wife will be very happy. So I better leave this. Yeah. And finish it off tomorrow morning. It's 1:05 in the morning. I did finish tapping it together as quietly as I could. Looks like it works to me, so I'm going to run it up the kitchen. Hmm, 1:10. Suspect I'll be in trouble. But it works. I don't know if the mini camera will have caught anything. We'll find out. Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. My second channel, Grandad's Other Channel, is where I put the longer videos with more detail. Then there's my Facebook page, and you can follow me on Twitter. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. And if you fancy some Grandad merchandise, I have 2 shops, one on Redbubble and the other on Cotton Cart. Finally, you can always find more information in the video description. Thanks again for watching.